Hello, Sassy Nari. Thank you for joining me today. So, today we are talking about fitness, but it's not gonna be about looking like a Victoria's Secret model. Rather, it's about heart health, how it affects your fitness levels, what resting and target heart rates are, and how to optimize our fitness levels with cardio and strength training. We start simple and go deep into it because my guest Drishti Chhabria is an expert here. Drishti, the founder and chief experience officer at Orangetheory Fitness India, is revolutionizing the fitness industry. With her extensive knowledge and entrepreneurial spirit, Drishti has brought the science-backed and results-driven Orangetheory Fitness concept to India, offering a unique and transformative fitness experience. Orangetheory Fitness, an American boutique fitness studio, offers a personalized heart rate-based interval training, expert coaching, and cutting-edge technology for maximum results. Before hearing from Drishti, please follow Little Fixes on your podcast app and share it with your friends who are looking for no-nonsense fitness advice. I'm grateful for your support. Hey Sassy Nari, welcome to Little Fixes. This is your host Matri, a social media professional, a mother, and a simple yet sassy woman just like you. Join me for sweet, simple, and practical ideas that help you in transforming into your best self. This mental health and personal growth podcast is a reminder that you matter. And now to our guest. Hi Drishti, welcome to Little Fixes.
Hi, Maitri. Thank you so much for having me.
It's an exciting episode for me because we are going to talk about workout. And I haven't had an episode about this in a long time and I have been slacking a lot. So I'm hoping for some motivation also. And because we are going to talk about fitness, so we'd like to understand from you, Drishti, that what does being fit mean to you, given the aesthetic and all other aspects which are more popular these days?
So, being fit for me is all about how you feel on the inside. So, when we talk about being fit, a lot of times we care so much about how we look a certain way, is because we feel confident in how we look. And that is why looking good is so important to everyone. When we feel confident, we feel like we have a perception of ourselves, and we feel like others perceive us in a certain way. So a lot of times everyone feels that looking good is important, but looking good has nothing to do with fitness. And the primary reason is because being fit to me is how you feel on the inside. What we want to focus on is being functionally fit to be able to do our day-to-day activities without feeling like we're not we're stressed out, or we can't breathe, or we're not able to cope with our day-to-day life. When you're fit on the inside, you're able to live a more longer, vibrant life because it's all about your internal health. When you're fit on the inside, you're not dealing with any health issues on the outside. And in turn, your lifestyle improves. So being fit is honestly about living a very healthy lifestyle.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and I think we used to understand that as a society. Pehle, our grandmothers used to be so fit, they did not look like a model, but they used to be so fit, they could squat, like they used to work on the ground. Kitchen bhi zameen par hi hota tha. Everything was there, and they were super fit till they were 60, 70. और there were no age related issues, joint related issues as such इतने ज़्यादा जितने अभी होने लग गए हैं. So why do you think and where do you think this aesthetic aspect came from in the lives of us general people?
Yeah, I think back in the day, you said it very correctly. Our daddies and all our nannies used to actually do a lot of the hard work in the house ourselves. And that's what I meant about when I said being functionally fit, where they were able to live a life day to day, where they were very active on their own and do a lot of the work ourselves. Now I feel like our lifestyles in society have changed, where we don't do a lot of day-to-day household work maybe, or even if we do have support, or we have like more technological advances that help us ease the process. We don't actually do everything on the ground level anymore. So I feel like that day-to-day activity levels has gone down. And then of course, with the social media coming to light, I think everyone started to care so much about the perception of ours. Like, we only put the good on social media. No one will put their bad days on social media. So that perception of how we're perceived by our friends or family has become so important for us that we care so much about the outside. And that's why looking good has certainly become more important. But as you said, being able to do your day-to-day activities like our ancestors did is what's more important.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And you just spoke about functional fitness. And at Orange Theory, also, you talk a lot about heart rate. Why should we focus on a certain heart rate?
Yeah, so when I said you should focus on the heart rate is because your heart is the biggest muscle in your body. The heart is your health, basically. And when your heart is healthy, then none of the other issues that occur in your body will occur. It's the biggest indicator of how fit you are. So what we do here is we focus more on your heart because we want to make you fit from the inside. And that's why we focus on your heart rate. So while you are working out, you're able to target your heart rate according to where it needs to be and improve your heart health and your cardiovascular health over time. And the aesthetics will just follow. Once you start focusing on like the right muscles in your body and especially your heart, you'll notice those changes will come because you're not going to only feel good on the outside and how you look, but you're going to feel more confident. You're going to be able to sleep better. You're going to have more energy. You're able to balance many other things like your cholesterol levels, your resting heart rate. Nowadays, recovery, we have all these wearable technologies that help you track your sleep and track your recovery levels. And what's the heart of all those technologies is the heart rate that it tracks throughout your sleep and sees how you're recovering. If your heart health is great, then your recovery levels are better. If your heart health is great, your energy levels are better. So that is why our focus is completely on the heart in your body because that is the heart of fitness.
Mhm. Yes, yes, literally it is. Or resting heart rate hota hai. I was doing some research and I've also seen people on social media talking about this resting heart rate, target for heart rates. I don't know, maybe more than 100. It was very confusing because हर कोई अपने एक्सपीरियंस से बात करता है. आई थिंक हर किसी की फिटनेस लेवल अलग है, तो हर किसी के मे बी रेस्टिंग हार्ट रेट अलग हो सकता है और टारगेट हार्ट रेट तो डेफिनेटली अलग होगा. तो हाउ डू वी डिफाइन व्हाट वर्क्स फॉर अस और व्हाट डू वी टारगेट फॉर, व्हाट डू वी लुक फॉर कि हमें ये पहले अचीव करना है, कहाँ से शुरू करें?
Definitely. So one's heart rate is personalized to themselves. It's dependent on your age, your weight, even whether you're a male or a female. So a lot of factors go into what sets your resting heart rate. If you are someone who is very active, then your resting heart rate actually tends to be lower because you're actually so active that your heart recovers well. Your cardiovascular health is healthy. That is a good sign of a great heart health. But if you're not someone who's very active or you deal with some health issues or anything, then you will notice your resting heart rate is a little elevated. So even if you're chilling, like working, you'll notice your heart rate is a little elevated from what it usually would be for most people who are very active because of that sedentary lifestyle, that lack of activity. So I think what's important to keep in mind is resting heart rate gets better as your physical activity increases. And in terms of setting a target, what you want to do is what we do at Orange Theory is we find your maximum heart rate, which is based on a formula, our proprietary technology that uses your age, your weight, your height, everything, and calculates your maximum heart rate. And the goal is to get to different percentages of your maximum heart rate. So for you, when you and I, if we both are working out together, your maximum heart rate might be higher, meaning you're fitter than I am. But if my heart rate is lower, then meaning that I might not be as fit. So the point is that we look at percentages of your individual heart rate. The goal is we want to try to spend your time and when you're working out between 71% and 83% of your maximum heart rate. And that varies. because 71% of your max heart rate might be higher than 71% of my max heart rate. So it's very individualized. We cannot look at a certain number, like how many beats per minute, but we can look at percentages, and that's how we train you. So when you are working out, you see different colors flash on your screen in live TV screens with when you wear our heart rate monitor that we provide you. And basically what happens is while you're working out, you're able to see what percentage of your max heart rate individually you are at. So you can make sure you're not overtraining or undertraining. The goal is to spend 21 to 30 minutes in a workout at that 71% to 83%, which is what we call the green zone. And that's that fat burning zone that you can maintain for 20 to 30 minutes. And then the goal is to spend about 12 minutes in 84% to 91% of your maximum heart rate, which is what we called the orange zone. And that's actually how we derive our name, Orangetheory, which means you got to spend 12 to 20 minutes in that orange zone. And when you do that, you achieve an afterburn. Afterburn basically means you pushed your body to that level. So you have a big deficit of oxygen in your body, and now your body is going to repair all the deficit, and to make up for it, it's going to burn extra calories. So by doing nothing, you're going to burn about 1/3 more calories over the next 24 hours by just pushing yourself to that 84% or more threshold of your maximum heart rate.
Okay, so that's scientific, and I think it's also easily understandable कि what to target for, what to look for. एक चीज जो आपने पहले बोली थी, I want to talk about that as well. You said that if you are fitter, your resting heart rate is lower. I want to understand this because बोला जाता है कि आपका हार्ट रेट फास्ट होगा तो आप मतलब एज इन व्हेन यू आर वर्किंग आउट हार्ट रेट फास्ट होना चाहिए और व्हेन यू आर रेस्टिंग हार्ट रेट लोअर होना चाहिए.
Correct.
So, does this happen because we recover faster when we are fitter, or are there any other reasons behind that?
Yes, definitely when you recover better when you are fitter because your heart is more conditioned. So it tends to be at a lower resting level. It doesn't elevate with like day-to-day activities. So if I'm sitting, my heart is at a stagnant level. But for some people, it is elevated. It's not also only about how fit you are. There are some genetics involved with this. Because sometimes with some people, genetically, they have an elevated resting heart rate. So you can't only attribute it to fitness. Some people genetically have a very low resting heart rate, even if they don't live an active lifestyle. So genetics also play a role in this and like how your body functions. But definitely, if you're someone who includes a lot of fitness activity on your day-to-day life, then you can bring that change to your heart rate. And that resting heart rate does evolve.
Mm-hmm. Okay, okay. Because when we are stressed, when we are anxious, our heart rate goes up.
Definitely.
So it is a different thing, and increasing your heart rate with workouts is a different thing.
Yes, very true. It's a good kind of increase when you're
Huh.
working out. And when you're stressed out, it's a different kind of increase because it's not just in the stress, it's not just about the heart rate increasing, it's also about like the hormone. There's like the cortisol hormone that's released when you're stressed out. And that is impacting your body more than the elevated heart rate is. The elevated heart rate is definitely, obviously, you might think when we're working out, we elevate our heart rate. So why is it bad to elevate our heart rate when we're stressed? Because there's other factors that play into it. When you elevate your heart rate for working out, you release the good hormones, endorphins, which feel good. So if you might notice after a good workout, you will feel very energetic. That's why people say, I'm tired after a workout. How do I feel energetic? But it's actually about how much you pushed yourself and whether those feel good feelings came in after the workout because you released those endorphins. Versus when you're stressed, you're releasing that cortisol into your body, and that elevates other issues in your body, like people who struggle with belly fat and even anxiety for that matter is because of those elevated cortisol levels. And that's what you want to balance by staying active and increasing the good hormones in your body.
Okay. And that's why it is said that a proper workout is good for your mental health.
Definitely. I think number one thing we forget about being fit is about how you feel mentally. In fact, initially you asked me, what does being fit mean to you? And I think that you said it very soundly that being fit is having great physical, mental, and emotional health. That mental health is what you can take care of and balance so much more when you are active and feel good because you're more confident about yourself as well. You're feeling those good hormones as well. And you're able to balance the stresses in life after a good workout because you're focusing your energies on something else versus focusing your energies on what is stressing you out or what is giving you that anxiety. That's why they say that working out definitely targets and really helps you improve your mental health.
Mm-hmm.
That's a very common change that we see in a lot of our members, that they're come in with a lot of stress, a lot of anxiety, and they realize that forget the external changes that they were looking for. They actually just call it orange therapy, is what I like to call it. It's not orange theory, it's orange therapy because you feel so therapeutic after a good workout and just and great energy levels, great motivation, great confidence, and those feel good endorphins kick in.
Mm-hmm. And Drishti, what has your journey been like with fitness?
My journey has been a lot of ups and downs, like anyone else's journey. I would say that I struggled a lot when I was in my teens and early 20s now, where I have thyroid and PCOS and so many other factors that contributed to my fitness journey, actually. I struggled with a lot of weight issues all my life, and that's what inspired me actually to bring Orange Theory to India, where I realized that it goes beyond how I look and how what my weight is. It goes so much farther than that. It's about how I'm feeling. It's about how confident I'm looking. And it's also so much about like the health benefits that I faced after incorporating these workouts in my life. Emotionally and mentally, I feel like I was able to balance my emotions and feel good mentally. But more so, also, the benefits internally outweigh the physical, is where that mind shift happened for me, where I realized that it's not about how I'm looking, but it's about my muscle mass increasing, my cardiovascular health getting better. I'm having more strength, more endurance, being able to do my day-to-day activities without feeling lethargic. And before I would feel very lazy and I used to hate working out. And then when I started being consistent with Orange Theory, I realized that this is the one workout that I fall in love with because of the energy in the room, the motivation of people around you in a group class, being able to track your heart rate, and you are able to quantify what you did after class.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I felt. Like I want to be able to see my progress over time. And that is what made me excited to continue working out because I was able to see after every class, like, oh, I burned this many calories or I spent this many minutes in this heart rate zone. So once I started doing that, I realized that the effects go so much beyond the physical. And that was honestly my journey where I realized that I really shifted my mindset from what I look to how I feel.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I also agree with that because जो physical rewards होते हैं कि how you are looking and you are losing inches, you are losing weight, वो आने में time लगता है. And ये जो हमारा heart rate हो गया या calorie burn हो गया ये हमें तुरंत दिख जाता है. तो it motivates us more.
Yeah, that instant gratification, that's the era we live in. We want to order food on like Swiggy, Zomato, and like get that instant gratification. Same thing goes for like social media. We want to post and like get those likes and get that instant gratification. That is the era that we live in our society where we're so used to everything being done so fast. We don't want to wait around for things. So with workouts and being fit with fitness, we have to understand that it takes time, and progress is not something that you can measure so easily. Sometimes we're like, oh, I've been working out for 1 week, I don't see any change. We think that like it takes about 12 classes for us to even feel and see a difference in you, because your body is getting shocked. You're doing something new. It's getting used to it. So it takes about 12 classes for it to adjust to this new workout that you're putting your body into. Especially if someone's very lethargic or someone is not used to working out, it takes some time for your body to adjust. So you can't see that progress instantly. But when you have data and technology to track your workout, that is what brings that instant gratification and continues your motivation to keep up with the workouts. Because when you look in the mirror, you're like, oh, I don't see those loss. I don't see that weight loss. But you don't realize on the inside the changes that it's bringing. Sometimes we forget when we go on a weighing scale, we're like, oh, the scale hasn't changed. But look at your body composition is when you'll realize that your fat percentage has gone down and your muscle mass has gone up. That's why the weighing scale seems the same. It doesn't, because it's balancing out the gain and the loss. But unfortunately, we look at that number on the weighing scale and we're like, I'm not seeing any changes. It's a lot of thinking about staying patient and tracking your progress. And then you can see that over time, you will see those results externally. But it definitely takes consistency and time. We cannot expect those overnight.
Yes, yes. And I agree that instant gratification is good sometimes. Yes. And
Only
Drishti,
for the motivation it brings.
yes, yes, obviously. And Drishti, is there a right age to start working out या फिर जितना जल्दी शुरू कर दो उतना अच्छा है? Do you lose out something if you start working out maybe in your 30s or 40s?
Not at all. There is no right or wrong age to start. The goal is just to start. There's a lot of things that happen in our life. We can't put an age number of, oh, I must start working out by this age, or we can't say, oh, I'm already 30, it's too late. Nothing like that. The point is that there's no wrong age to start as long as you start. If you think about it, when we are young, when we're kids, we are told to do so many sports, and we get involved in all these activities in school. We have like PT and gym classes because the goal is to make you active from a younger age. And that is why we have all these classes and, all these sports that we participate as a kid. But somewhere with all the responsibilities of life and everything that catches up to us, we don't find time for ourselves and dedicate that 1 hour for ourselves to, focus on our health and focus on our fitness. And that is what we want to bring a change into people's lives. That it doesn't need to be every day. You don't need to spend 2-3 hours in the gym. It can literally be 3 to 4 times a week. The recommended cardiovascular activity that your body needs is about 150 minutes in a week. So if you're breaking that down, you can go 3 to 4 times a week, even if you're going for a walk or a jog or whatever you enjoy. As long as you're getting that 150 minutes, that's enough. We don't need to push ourselves or kill ourselves. In fact, you mentioned starting in the 40s and 50s. That is great. If you're someone who hasn't worked out for a long time or throughout your life, but you are in your 40s and 50s, it's a good time to start, because actually when you start working out, then you're improving your bone density also, especially women. When we are getting to menopause, for example, our bone density is increasing, our muscle mass is decreasing. Our bone density is decreasing, our muscle mass is decreasing. That's exactly why we need to start working out, so that we are able to increase that muscle mass, increase that bone density. That is the number one thing we can do as women to improve our health in the long run and deal with all the hormonal changes that, menopause brings, or even dealing with postpartum. It's a great to start in your 30s after maybe for some people who've had kids. That's a great time to get back into fitness because as you get older, in fact, you want to start focusing more on your health that you've neglected in the previous years. So there is no wrong or right time to start. The goal is no matter what you're doing, the goal is to just start. And if it means to even start with 15 minutes, 20 minutes a day, that's also great. If you enjoy playing a sport, then you can go and take up a activity that's a physical activity in the form of a sport. Or it can be just going on a simple walk every day. As long as you're incorporating some sort of activity and especially some sort of cardiovascular activity for your heart health, that's great. If you're interested in increasing your muscle mass, increasing your bone density, then I definitely recommend starting some sort of strength training, and it doesn't have to be lifting any heavy weights or anything like that. You can use your body and do any sort of physical strength exercises like squats or push-ups, which only incorporates your body weights. No extra machines, no weights, nothing like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was just going to talk about this. Okay, where does strength training fit in all this cardiovascular activity? Because when we think about heart rate, we think about cardio workouts, jumping, or maybe walking, so simple things, things like that. But strength training is a very different thing for most of us, or it can be intimidating also. कई लोगों को लगता है कि वेट उठाना पड़ेगा, कैसे होगा? आई मीन वो जो पहले वाला परसेप्शन था कि विमेन बल्क अप विद डंबल्स, वो तो अब जा चुका है, बट अभी भी इंटिमिडेशन होता है। और हार्ट रेट में ये कहाँ फिट होता है, हार्ट हेल्थ में, आई मीन?
Yeah, definitely. Even when you're strength training and you track your heart rate, you can still track it. You will just see that you don't your heart rate just doesn't elevate as much when you're strength training. But strength training is equally as important as cardiovascular training is. So if in fact actually at Orange Theory in a 1 hour class we split your time half and half into cardiovascular, half into strength training. So the strength training is definitely just as important because it increases your metabolism. A lot of times we think that cardio say weight loss hoga, but that's not the only way you can lose weight. In fact, strength training helps you increase your metabolism because when you're increasing the muscle mass in your body's metabolism starts to increase. So in fact, there is a myth that I need to just run and jog and burn a lot of calories and increase my heart rate. But you'll notice when you are strength training, you are actually increasing your metabolism and you're increasing your muscle mass. You're also seeing your bone density increase. So your overall body also feels like more tone. You see those changes in the inch loss that you were talking about earlier. Those come hand in hand with incorporating both strength and cardio. But sometimes we do get intimidated by strength training. We don't know how much to lift, what to lift, which exercise to do. But the goal is to actually start without any weight. Focus on use your own body. That is also a form of strength training because you're using your body's weight to do those exercises. The extra weight that we add when we lift dumbbells or barbells or kettlebells, any of that, that is when you're taking it up a notch where you have your form correct with your body weight only. Because your body weight is enough and has a great capability of giving you the same benefits without using the weights as well. Especially if you're a beginner, you can start out with using your body weight and just doing those exercises without any extra equipment. And then when you get used to that is when you can start incorporating equipment into your routine. You can start using dumbbells or any machines that you like. But I think the point that you made is very true, that a lot of times we walk into the gym and we feel so intimidated because we don't know what to do. Then we feel like we need some sort of a trainer to guide us. But that's exactly what we focus on actually in Orange Theory, is your job is just to show up. The rest of it, we take care of for you. We tell you exactly what exercises to do, how many reps to do, and the coach will guide you according to your heart rate. So in fact, you mentioned, does your heart rate get affected in strength training? And you'll notice it's different on everyone's bodies. When you start out with strength training, in fact, your heart rate might also elevate up into that 70 or 80% of your max heart rate that we spoke about earlier. But for a lot of people, maybe if you're someone who is already active and does a lot of strength training, you might not be much higher than your resting heart rate zone. So it's because strength training doesn't generally elevate your heart rate unless you are pushing yourself to a limit where you're trying to elevate your heart rate. So the great part about it is when you're tracking your heart rate, you can see whether what you did in strength training is aligned with your goals. If you're elevating your heart rate, if that is what you're looking to do, you are able to track it in the screens and go down that route. But unfortunately, for a lot of people, they don't realize that strength training is not separate from your heart health. You can track your heart rate and see your progress with strength training as well. It's not just cardiovascular training that you need to track your heart rate with.
Oh, okay, got it. So thank you so much, Drishti, for sharing your insights, your knowledge with us about our health, our heart rate, and also about sharing your journey. And now it's time for Sass It Up, where I ask my guests about one of the sassiest things they have done. So it could be any little bold thing which you feel changed your life in some way.
I got to think about that one. I think on a bigger scale, I grew up in the US actually, and I left my family and my country in the US, and I actually moved to India. So that was my biggest change in my life that I took a bold step. Everyone thought I was crazy because, there's this mentality that a lot of people want to go to the West and, go abroad for job opportunities or studies or whatever. So everyone was like, why are you moving to India? But that was my not common action that I guess I took, because I just felt like, why not? I'm from here in the sense that I am Indian by birth. And why not go back to my own country and do something for my people? There's so much opportunity and there's so many things that we're missing in India that we want to start bringing everything here as well. Why not focus on giving our own people those opportunities? I mean, when I think about the fitness industry here, I feel that it's just very similar. Like what we do in India is we focus on those typical gyms where we put a whole bunch of equipment and then people just figure it out what they want to do. We didn't have anything that changed the way we think about fitness, and that's what I wanted to do. I felt like, let's pack up my bags and let's go and let's do this.
Yeah, and it's helping a lot of people, and I wish that Orange Theory gets to reach a lot more and more people. And before we let you go, Drishti, please let us know how can people find out more about Orange Theory.
Yeah, definitely. You can search us on the website, orangetheory.com, and you'll be able to see exactly what Orange Theory is all about, what we focus in our workouts, and how we have science-backed workouts that we track with our technology. And you'll be able to understand more about the workouts. Currently, we do have 2 studios in Mumbai. We're actually opening a new location in Hyderabad, which is where I am right now. And we are hopefully looking to grow in India to about 50 studios in the next 3 to 4 years. So we're trying to bring the workout to all cities and all over India and bring more life, more energy, more confidence, everything we spoke about. So look forward to having everyone come try it out. Our first class is always free because we want everyone to try it and see the difference for themselves.
Thank you so much, Drishti, for being on Little Fixes and sharing your insights with us.
Thank you.
अगर आपको ये एपिसोड वैल्यूबल लगा तो प्लीज हेल्प लिटिल फिक्सेस रीच मोर पीपल बाय शेयरिंग इट विद समवन यू केयर अबाउट. यू कैन ऑल्सो गिव अस अ शाउट आउट ऑन इंस्टाग्राम. मेरा हैंडल है @littlepixespodcast. दिस हेल्प्स मी इन ग्रोइंग द पॉडकास्ट और बहुत सारे और लोगों की हेल्प भी होती है इसको सुन के. आई एम ग्रेटफुल फॉर योर टाइम. अब मिलते हैं नेक्स्ट वेडनेसडे को. तब तक के लिए खुद से प्यार करते रहो और सदा सैसी रहो. बाय.